play-by-play. Okay. So anytime I have someone on play-by-play, they're doing it. Okay.
Good morning from the Able Ice Arena here at the Mid-American Energy Recplex. It's the Drake Bulldogs and the UW Platteville Pioneers for the final time on the season and the second to last weekend for Drake Club Hockey. Trevor Raichi coming at you with Tyler French here as color. Tyler, we had a very fun game last night between these two teams.
Yeah, and it was a balanced attack. Drake getting production from both lines. A great game played by Carter Osgood in net. One of the best we've seen from him in his career. Picked up 36 saves, only allowed 3 goals on 39 shots. Picked up his first win of the season, but we saw Ian Altacruz with 3 goals last night. Parker Peterson in his return, a goal and assist, and Nick Aguilar getting in the scoring column as well for a pair, including what was the go-ahead goal would have made it 3-2, and followed that up with the eventual game winner, making it 4-3 as well.
And we've got a goalie switch for the morning. Cole Jackson's going to take the Saturday morning, and Zan Weller, who had to replace Kaminsky last night, is going to be taking the start for the Pioneers. And we are underway from the Able Ice Arena. Let's enjoy some breakfast hockey.
And Weller and Jackson very familiar with the opposing teams. This is the third weekend series between these two squads, as well as playing over the last couple of years as well. There is a change to the starting lineup today for Drake, as they've kind of mixed the two lines with the front trio of Norman, Aguilar, and Sorois, and Schellenberger and Garcia, who started in the first line yesterday, coming in as the defensive men.
And the number change to start off, number 8 last night was Andre Tugas. He'll be rocking number 2. So Pioneer fans that are watching here on the Part of My French Media YouTube channel, keep an eye out for number 2 in Andre Tugas. And there's a shot, they score! Eli Sorois opens the scoring for the Bulldogs. It's 1-0.
And Sorois, who came up short a couple of opportunities yesterday, I believe that may be his second collegiate goal. Comes in a huge moment to start this one off. We got a first goal 33 seconds in yesterday, and he follows that up with a first-minute goal today. Way to bounce back after some missed opportunities yesterday.
I mean, the puck did not bounce in Sorois' way at all yesterday, and what a way to bounce back to open up the game. And Mama Sorois to our right over here is pretty excited about his son getting on the board. As Drake will look to continue the pressure up, as they're basically picking up where they left off last night. Pressure was the number one thing for last night for Drake.
Yeah, and the picking up right where they left off, especially on this second unit. We were just talking about how good the second unit was yesterday pressure-wise, with Aguilar, Sorois getting some action on the offensive end, and Eli, in one of his first starts of his career, picks up that early goal. That's a huge momentum boost for a team that has struggled to generate offense outside of their big three.
As Drake looks to try and get the puck out of their own defensive zone. Fisher gets it up to Altacruz. Good to see him back. He was gone 2 weeks ago, but had a good night last night. And here comes Brownell. Couldn't get a clean shot off, but a pass out in front. Good save by Weller. Puck still loose. It's still loose. They score! Charles Brownell doubles the lead for the Bulldogs.
Puck just leaked out. Brownell giving full effort, diving to the ice to get a stick on that one. 2 goals in the first 2 minutes. This team finished last night on a good stretch, extending their lead by 2 in the third, and now 2 early goals have the momentum squarely in the Bulldogs' favor.
2 goals exactly a minute apart from each other, and the Bulldogs in the Eric Blaze era have figured out their defense, and it's translated to great offense, and it's showing here once again here this morning.
Yeah, looking for their first season series sweep of the season, and a big opportunity, off to a great start here today with Altacruz already back on the offensive end.
There's a backdoor pass, and that was Peterson on the right side. He couldn't pick it up cleanly. Here's Garcia, shot blocked to the left side. Pass couldn't get out in front, and now here comes Platteville trying to get their first offensive possession here, and they just might have a possible 2-on-1. Dangle couldn't get it through the defense, though. Platteville will reset back here in the neutral zone. Nice stick by Sorois, who has the opener. Brownell, who has the second goal.
And Dooch was trying to make a nice move on the offensive end. Had a great night last night with the first 2 goals for Platteville in the first period. Kind of got silenced after that, but good defense by Garcia to get a piece of it and knock it away.
Puck sent down below the goal line. It'll be sent back up. Garcia. Oh, and with a lineswoman gets decked. The play was offside, and she had to take the hit before blowing the whistle, so it'll be offside on the Bulldogs. Hope she's okay, but she looks strong. Been a while since I've seen an official take a hit.
I feel like we had one a couple weeks ago.
Face-off is won by the Bulldogs. Try to get it up into the zone. Can't get it onto a blue stick. Platteville gets it out. Puck slips through, is sent back into the zone. Icing waved off. Norman. Couldn't get it up to a teammate. It gets sent back down. Platteville trying to gain possession for an offensive chance. Cannot do it. Here comes the Bulldogs. Sorois sends it down the ice onto Weller. Sorois with the pressure. Great pressure by Sorois. He might have gave the Bulldogs an offensive chance here.
For a second, I thought Sorois was going to cut in front and get that, and looked like it was going to be almost like an alley-oop to himself type of situation. Throwing it off the leg pads of the goaltender Weller and trying to get a piece of it back the other side.
Frank with a shot, and I don't know if that hit the post or the glass. Either way, it's up and out of play. 15:56 to go.
I believe the answer is both.
I think the answer is both. I thought I heard a small little ping, because you can kind of depict whether it is either the post or the glass. I just couldn't tell which one was what at that moment. Face-off is won by the Bulldogs, and they've been doing a lot better in the face-off. What a save by Cole Jackson, point blank to Rob Velbaum.
When you can build a 2-goal lead early on with Cole Jackson in net, you're going to put yourself in a great position to win almost every time out. This is great to see Drake getting some early offense, and you're able to trust your number 1 goalie back there as well, who I think people forget is still only a sophomore.
This is Brownell will have it in the attacking zone. Gets it over to Alta Cruz. Shot save made by Weller. Rebound sent behind the net.
The passing from this top 3 is one of the reasons they are so dangerous. Not only the ability to score, but knowing where each other was. We saw that last night. Just some beautiful passes back and forth between these top 3. And one of the reasons that Alta Cruz and Peterson were able to both finish with a goal and an assist off each other's passes.
Henderson had the shot that gets saved and the puck frozen. Face-off won by the Bulldogs. Brownell almost got a clean look at it, but a nice stick by Platteville. And now they're back through the neutral zone. Platteville forced to reset as the puck goes in and back out of the attack zone. Bulldogs dump it in, deflect it in, no icing. And Alta Cruz doesn't pick it up. He actually leaves it for Brownell. Nice pinch by the defenseman. He couldn't get it onto Alta Cruz's stick for a deflection. Now here come the Pioneers back the other way. Shot save made by Jackson. Puck now down on the near corner. Cross ice to the far side. Shot. I think that missed Jackson by about a couple feet. And it goes back down the ice. Platteville forced to reset. Puck sent back down the ice, and it will be an icing, and we're going to have to figure out who was on the ice for Platteville so that way they can get the correct bodies out. Nice little pause in the action for the Bulldogs as they get some fresh bodies out and for an offensive opportunity here. Sorois will take the face-off for the Bulldogs. He wins it cleanly, too. What a win. Sends it down low. But cannot get it to a Bulldog stick on the opposite side, and Platteville will attack the other way. Cross-ice pass. Oh, and he almost had his guy in the slot. Just couldn't get it up, pick it up cleanly. Pioneers take it right back, dump it in. It'll be right on to Jackson, who's forced to make the save. Shots are 6-4 here so far, with 2 of those being goals for the Bulldogs. 13:48 to go here in the first. Shot is sent wide by Weller. And a pass out in front, and there was no Bulldog stick ready for it. And now here come the Pioneers back the other way.
Great idea from Norman. A beautiful centering pass right in the middle, but Aguilar just couldn't quite get a good stick on it. Otherwise, probably would have found that in the back of the net for his 3rd goal of the weekend.
Saucer pass across the slot could not be picked up cleanly by the Pioneers. Now the Bulldogs are back in their defensive zone, trying to force a push here. Bulldogs do get it out of the zone, so it does force a Pioneer reset. Garcia gets it up to the neutral, gets it up. Now the Bulldogs skate through the neutral zone. There's a shot off the blocker of Weller.
Owen DeCrow's wrister has come a long way, even just over the last couple of months. He's become a lot more confident as a goal scorer, 4th on the team behind these 3 seniors with 4 goals on the season.
Bulldogs trying to stay in the offensive zone. They cannot do it. Platteville's starting to lock down their defense, but the Bulldogs have had lockdown defense all weekend, only allowing 3 goals last night. Backhanded shot saved by Weller. Puck loose in the slot, or the crease. Oh, and there was no blue jersey to put it home.
Yeah, Peterson coming skating in, couldn't quite get a stick down, otherwise would have had a chance. A backhand on a wraparound opportunity for Alta Cruz. Great job by Weller staying strong and not allowing a 3rd goal in.
Other than that Pioneer stick that picked it up in the crease, that net was wide open on both sides because the goalie overplayed it. Peterson will take the face-off. Alta Cruz and Brownell out there with him. Face-off is won by the Pioneers. Puck gets sent down the ice. I don't think icing will be waved off. As the puck gets sent back across the defensive zone of Drake, as they'll try to push up here now. Peterson gets it off to Garcia. Matthew Garcia shot on, saved by Weller. I think it was just going wide, but you want to make sure you have that glove out just in case it doesn't.
It really is a shame that this is the second to last weekend of the season, because Drake has really been hitting their stride since coming back from Christmas break under new head coach Eric Blaze. Offense is flowing well. The puck, stick-to-stick passing is at an all-time high, and it has just been a lot of fun to watch this offense really be able to generate opportunities.
And we might have a golden opportunity here for the Pioneers to get one on the board. Pass is blocked by Matthew Garcia. What a defensive play.
Without Davis By in the lineup, Garcia is the de facto best defensive man on this team, and that's not to take anything away from him normally, too, because it is a pretty close conversation between him and By, but By is just one of those guys that does all the little things, even if his name's not shown up in the score sheet. But Garcia just
about deflected the puck into his own net, unfortunately.
You know, still a sophomore. He's going to make mistakes every now and then, but the kid just continues to get better every time out.
And hopefully we can get some more games next year that we can bring to you. As I want to see where this team can go next year. Puck's hit behind the net. Puck's out in front. Jackson makes the save. Looking for the puck. And the Bulldogs will skate through. It's Sorois with it. Sorois throws it on, saved by Weller, and he'll hold.
And, you know, we had a really big freshman class coming in this year, so we knew it was going to be a very young team. But some of the strides we've seen from guys like DeCrow, Sorois, and Schollenberger, just to name a few, have been huge. Koenigsager not in uniform. Believe he's out for the season with a lower body injury. But I'm really excited, especially for the sophomore class, led by Jackson, Aguilar, and Garcia, as well as to say Everett Bridgman, who we haven't seen the last couple of weeks. But this sophomore class has a lot of talent in it. And with them going to be upperclassmen next year with a senior class that's not very heavy, just Osgood and Fisher, I believe, they're going to be relied on heavily, having been in this program for 2+ years at that point.
We also have to wait to see if the seniors Peterson, Brownell, and Alta Cruz are going to want to come back next year as grad students.
I have heard a couple of statements about who will be coming back, but they are conflicting, so I don't know for sure who is. we'll have the opportunity hopefully to talk with them next week. It is senior night on Friday. Hoping to get an interview with 2 of them Friday night and the other 2 on Saturday morning, or Saturday afternoon, actually, for the first time in a long time, as it'll be a 1 o'clock puck drop, or at least open ice time, starting at 1 o'clock.
Icing will be called on the Pioneers, so the puck will be back in the attacking zone for Drake. And speaking of next Friday, if you guys want to pick up a Drake jersey, Drake will be providing jerseys for sale when you come to the game on Friday night. So if you have any interest in picking one up, I recommend doing it. Actually, to be 100% honest, all 3 of us here are wearing our jerseys this morning. And they're really comfy. Pioneers are going to have the puck on the nearest corner, shot up, deflected onto Jackson, and it's sticked away.
A note on that, too, they prefer cash but also accept Venmo, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Good hit by Brownell, and the Bulldogs will have a 3-on-2 opportunity. Alta Cruz back to Peterson. Peterson tries to get it down to Alta Cruz, could not get it there cleanly.
Drake is absolutely dominating both facets of the game.
Brownell, shot save.
Because Brownell, not just a great check, but under control. His entire thing was separating the offensive player from the puck. Wasn't trying to lay him out, just get that puck back, led to a 3-on-2 break, and just couldn't find an open spot as Weller was able to take away most of the opportunities on that possession.
Peterson down low, tries to get it up to Brownell, couldn't, but it does get to Alta Cruz, and now it's up to here to Garcia. Garcia, shot, save, and it's now sent cleared away, but pressure still on for the Bulldogs. Pass out to Alta Cruz, to Brownell. Brownell puts it just wide.
Oh, I thought that was going to be a perfect setup. No-look pass right to the stick of Alta Cruz, dumps it off for Brownell. Just beautiful teamwork here on the offensive end. Just couldn't find a way to sneak it past Weller, who, outside of those 2 quick goals, has been phenomenal here in the first period with 11 saves on 13 shots.
Bulldogs trying to get the puck. Oh, they can't, get sent back into the corner. Garcia does win the race down there, though. Now the Bulldogs will look to push Royce back out there. Puck gets sent in, icing waved off as the puck was cleared in just past the red line. Pioneers with it in the neutral zone, loses it and is forced to dump the puck in, and he's going to go for a line change on that. Puck now down below the corner, tries to do a backhand to the top right corner. That would have been filthy if he scored that, but he couldn't get it on in time. Good body for the Bulldogs. They can pick the puck up. Yes, they do. So Royce with it. Tries to skate around a defender. Oh my, who he does. Oh, but he didn't have any help. So Royce takes a call on the opposite end. And it's going to be a penalty for the Bulldogs. It's Royce going to the box.
That's a tough one. They're both players kind of fighting back and forth, but I think, yeah, getting that stick in there was enough to draw the whistle. But that was one that was really touch and go down behind the goal line.
Two minutes up on the clock. The first power play of the day will belong to the Pioneers. Bulldogs do win the faceoff, though. The Bulldogs had a very good penalty kill last night. It was only 1 goal, I believe, they allowed.
Yeah, both teams went 1 for 3 on power plays. So, you know, you'd love to get 2 or 3 goals in those opportunities, but I think a penalty kill worked very well last night for both teams, especially since Drake did get the power play goal. It was the one that kind of pushed it out of reach, making it a 5-3 game for Alta Cruz as well.
Faceoff gets blown dead, so we'll reset here. Pioneers win the faceoff. Puck's back up to the point. Looking to get a clean shot on. They do, but it's wide of the net. Pass in front, and it's going to be cleared away by DeCrow. Pioneers reset, skating through the neutral zone here. Shot onto Jackson, saved.
Tugas, who had that power play goal last night, was looking for another opportunity, but Jackson just too strong in net.
Pioneers putting on the pressure. Shot, another save by Jackson. Under a minute to go here on the power play, and it gets sent out of the zone by the Pioneers themselves. Pioneers looking to get a good push here back into the attacking zone. Sends it down below the goal line. A little bit of physicality right in front of the net here. Cross-ice pass. Shot is blocked by Matthew Garcia. Sent up top to the point. Pioneers look to get a shot from on the point, and it gets sent wide. Back across from the circle. Jackson the save.
Defense playing really tough here. There has been quite a few more shots on goal than we saw during the penalty kills yesterday. Drake went an entire penalty kill last night, I believe, either early in the second or late in the first, where they didn't allow a single shot on goal.
They're allowing more shots today, but Jackson's been standing tall so far. Knock on wood on that comment. Bulldogs clear it out, and that will do it here on the penalty for Sorois. Bulldogs 1 for 1 on the penalty kill on the Saturday morning. And it'll be an icing on the Bulldogs right after the penalty kill expires.
Special teams units doing their job early on. It wasn't until the second period yesterday that we saw that power play goal for Tugas. So both teams looking to try and keep this one close. Drake, a 2-goal lead doesn't feel like a lot, but today the way they have played feels commanding right now, especially knowing that you've got Parker Peterson on the offensive end along with Brownell and Alta Cruz this weekend and Jackson in net behind them.
Speaking of Alta Cruz, he's got the puck down in the corner. Pat sent back up top. Couldn't keep it in was Fisher. He tried a slick pass, but it went between his legs and out of the zone. So Bulldogs forced to reset. Can't get a clean pickup in the neutral zone, and the Pioneers move it back into their own attack zone. Fisher sends it all the way around to Alta Cruz. Now Alta Cruz over to Peterson. Peterson, oh, he tried to dangle around the defenseman, and he takes down a man. A penalty's coming up to the Bulldogs.
Extra attacker on the ice for Pioneers, but just got onto the ice before the whistle being blown. So a second penalty against Drake here in the first, and they'll be hoping to have the same success they did the first time around.
It's a cross-checking minor to
looks like Peterson. And that's tough because that also takes one of your best players off the ice for your penalty kill. One of their best puck handlers and passers to be able to control possession.
Bulldogs win the face-off to start penalty kill number 2. Tries to clear it out. No, they can't. Shot is blocked, though, by Aguilar. And now the Pioneers look to set up once again here on the power play. Down to the corner, cannot find his man cleanly. But the Pioneers keep the puck in the zone. It hasn't gone past the circles more than once so far here on the penalty kill. And now it does. It'll be sent 200 feet the other direction. Pioneers can't get a clean zone entry, but they do pick up the puck on the near side. Play a little game of pass with the puck down below the goal line. And now the Pioneers will set up. Shot sent go wide of the net of Jackson.
I think because of these two power play opportunities, we've seen Platteville really put the pressure on offensively. Drake's defense continuing to pack it in, not allowing many avenues, and Jackson just continuing to be extremely strong in front.
And speaking of, he gets a couple more on, he has to stop, and he does successfully. Moving the shot counter to 15-13 in favor of the Pioneers. Ever since those 2 goals, Platteville's been able to swing the shot counter back in their direction. Diving into the comments here real quick here on the part of my French Media YouTube channel. Terry Cox from Fort Worth, thanks for checking in. And thank you for taking your morning to watch some Drake Bulldogs hockey. The penultimate weekend, the final game of the penultimate weekend. Shot onto Jackson is saved. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Puck sent up top. Jackson, another good save. There's just too many bodies in front for the Pioneers to get a clean shot on, and that's how the power play expires. 2 for 2 on the penalty kill for the Bulldogs.
And with the way they work this line, you've got your big 3 out there offensively trying to go and get aggressive here in the closing minutes of the first period.
Bulldogs look to set up offensively as Fisher with a shot. He scores! Dylan Fisher! 3-0!
I believe Weller just lost sight of the puck. We talk all the time about Fisher's wrist shot and was able to sneak it in just past the skate and the leg pad of the right side for Weller. Another assist for the Bulldogs senior, Parker Peterson.
So the Bulldogs picking up where they left off in a different category, killing the power play for the Pioneers, going down and adding 1 on the scoreboard. It has been all Drake here in this first period, a 3-goal first.
They have finished each period extremely strong. They had 2 goals in the last 2.5 on the first period last night. Followed that up with a goal with 3:36 left in the second period. And then the final goal last night came with the brilliant move by Alta Cruz to ice the game with 56 seconds left. And here they score with 1:41 left in the first period. It has been a great stretch run to end each period so far this weekend.
1 minute remaining here in the first period. It is 3-0 Bulldogs. In what has been an incredible turnaround here in the spring half of the schedule. Thank you to Eric Blaze, the new head coach. As the Bulldogs look to get one final attack push here in the first. Puck sent on and it's sent wide. Puck battle now down in the corner. Gets sent up to the point. Shot on to Jackson. He sticks it aside. Puck not cleared yet. Pioneers keep it. Walks in. Shot saved by Jackson. And he holds with 9 seconds to go on the clock.
19 saves here in the first period. Cole Jackson just doing Cole Jackson things.
Clock ran just a little bit. It was like a second and a half, or like half a second off. So 8.5 to go here in the first. Face-off is won by Drake. Sends it up. Can the Pioneers get one more shot on? No, they cannot. And the clock runs out. First period comes to an end. A dominant performance by the Bulldogs. 3-0.
So Royce, Brownell, and Fisher all get in the scoring column. Great start to this Saturday second half of this weekend series, and looking to see if they can continue this momentum going into the next period.
20 minutes down, 15 minutes up on the clock. We will take our intermission break. This is Drake Bulldog Hockey on the Part of My French Media YouTube page here in the Able Ice Arena. I'll go take a hit real quick.
How you doing? Good.
I think for next season we should get the score sheets. That way we can actually write down the scores and like keep track. Well, like yeah, like that, but like they'd be on like an actual sheet. It's funny. I was actually trying to find my Platteville rosters last night that I had from the first time. From the first. Oh, like the first weekend, but I couldn't find them. I must have accidentally thrown those away. Because I was going to look over the roster last night and use the sheets. But then again, I don't know how different those rosters were compared to what these ones are today. did it again. They did the 20-minute time.
Originally, they were just going to put it out there and start it in second period. So I don't know.
Thinking Grace and Trevor, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Chapter 1 in the books. We're about to begin period number 2 here at the Able Ice Arena. Drake and UW Platteville. Drake with a solid first period, leading 3-0. And let's see if they can reflect that first period.
Yeah, this is the second straight day. They've scored 3 goals in the first period. They led almost the entire way in last night's contest, trying to get that first season series sweep in a weekend series with Platteville in town this week. They'll have Nebraska next week, and that's going to be a big rematch of last year's game. That was a big upset, one of the biggest wins in program history for Drake. And I wonder if the Nebraska coach still has nightmares of Cole Jackson in net. I think Platteville is suffering some of that sleep paralysis here today.
As shots that ended that period was 18-15 in favor of the Pioneers. As the Bulldogs trying to get the puck in the neutral zone. They cannot. Oh, they finally do. And they send it up to try to get it to Soroyce. Icing waved off. And Soroyce trying to get the puck off of a Platteville stick.
Soroyce got the scoring early with a great wrist shot that found the bottom left corner of the net just 46 seconds into today's game. Drake following it up with another goal just a minute later. Their offense has come out hot and heavy in both of the last 2 games, and they continue to finish strong. We talked about in the first period that all 4 periods this weekend, they have scored a goal in the last 3.5 minutes.
Matthew Garcia with it now through the neutral zone. Shot onto Weller, and it's saved. And the Bulldogs pick it back up in the defensive zone. Nice one-touch pass. Good pass, feed, oh, and he couldn't put it on the net cleanly. Shot blocked off the skate. And the puck will be sent up top. Fisher, who scored the 3rd goal. Clapper by DeCruz, save, rebound, Alta Cruz scores! Ian Alta Cruz continues the scoring pylon, 4-0 Drake.
4th goal of the weekend for Alta Cruz, just over 2 minutes into the period. They are glad to have him back in uniform after being absent 2 weeks ago against St. Mary's.
Face-off won by the Pioneers. But it has been an offensive onslaught by the Bulldogs here on this Saturday morning. What are the odds that some of these players dreamt about, hey, I'm going to have a good game in the morning, and it's reflecting very well?
You know, I think when you get the very strong finish they did yesterday, and something that we've talked about in a long time of why it's so tough to play on the road, especially with a late night game and going right back to, right back into things on a Saturday morning, is that when you're playing on the road like this, you're going to be in a hotel. You're not in familiar environment. You're not in your normal bed. You know, a lot of these kids may be staying in a dorm room, which, whatever, if you're a Drake player, but you're at least used to it. You're able to get back and relax in your own environment. Sometimes it's tough to come back out the next morning and turn things on immediately.
Jackson made a save here. Is the reason the play is stopped. We froze it, and so we're going to get a line change for the Bulldogs. And it was Aguilar that wins the faceoff for the Bulldogs.
I feel like they've also changed their alignment on a lot of these faceoffs, and I feel like they're winning them at a much higher rate than we saw earlier in the season. I don't know if that was a new strategy under Coach Blaze or just some adjustments as the season has gone on. Either way, it has done wonders for this team and allowed them to control the tempo a lot more.
Some words of wisdom that Blaze has given this team since he's taken over, since he took over during that 2-month break. It's reflected, like we said, I know it's a broken record here, but it's been encouraging for these players, and it's reflecting very well on the ice time.
Drake just seems like a very different team since coming back from break. And again, I really wish we had more games left this season, especially from the growth from this front line of the second unit, now seeing a lot more confidence and aggression on the offensive end. When you're backing it up with the rotation defenders that Drake possesses, it really makes it tough in any game.
Garcia took a shot on to Weller, and it's saved. And that was Aguilar that was down low applying extra pressure. Weller forced to hold because of it.
Yeah, just maybe an inch away from getting that puck around the leg pad, but couldn't quite get the stick in on it to flip it up and over.
Shots are 21-18 in favor of Platteville, but unfortunately, those 21 shots have not made it past Jackson at all yet today.
Yeah, Jackson looking for a big shutout here, and would be a huge opportunity for him to build some confidence going in to another big matchup against Nebraska next week.
Face-off won by Drake. Sent on. Oh, and I thought there was a stick there for the Bulldogs that was ready to deflect it home. Race for the puck here back in the Drake defensive zone. Tries to clear it up. It gets blocked, but Drake does get it up eventually. Here's Brownell with it. Brownell back to Alta Cruz. Alta Cruz. Oh, he put it over the net. Brownell with it now. Taken off of his stick. Brownell finds a way to maintain possession of it, though. He does get it up to Alta Cruz. Shot from the point. Tries to deflect it on. Couldn't get a clean stick on below at the crease.
I think one thing that Drake really is able to pride themselves on is their versatility. You got someone like Owen DeCrow, who is more of a traditional defenseman, but because of his ability to score the puck as well, he'll slide in, and then you've got people, Alta Cruz, Brownell, drifting back in that defenseman spot. This lineup has 5 guys that can put the puck in the net, and it's so tough to play against defensively.
Top line out there for the Bulldogs, Peterson, Brownell, and Alta Cruz. Peterson tries to get it up to Fisher, who has the 3rd goal for the Bulldogs. Couldn't get it there cleanly. A Platteville stick got in the way.
Yeah, great job by Frank getting a piece of that. Otherwise, Fisher was going to have a wide open lane right into an opportunity with a wrist shot, which we've already seen work dividends today.
Drake keeping the puck up in the pressure. Peterson, oh, and it gets lifted off of his stick. And I think Platteville is starting to build up the momentum with all of these takeaways. Weller was forced to hold as Alta Cruz was, I wouldn't say he was barreling down because he wasn't going full speed, but he was coming in. And we'll get a face-off here in the Drake offensive zone.
Reminder for our fans who follow us no matter what the sport is, we're going to have Norwalk basketball playoffs starting today for the Norwalk girls team as they look to try and make it back to the state tournament. They made their first trip to the dance last year, the first time since 2007, now looking for back-to-back chances. They will be playing Lewis Central, and it's an opportunity for a little bit of a revenge game. Lewis Central took down Norwalk 2 years ago in the regional final to send the Titans to state. But teams are extremely different. The Titans graduating their top players, a 9-13 season for them. Meanwhile, Norwalk has really turned that corner, 19-2 this year. Their only losses to number 2 in 3A Makokata and number 2 in 4A DCG, who they split the season series with.
Good luck to the Norwalk girls as they start their journey to the Iowa Girls High School basketball tournament.
First time in 20 years it won't be at the well. I don't know what we're going to call it now. The case?
I've heard it called there was a word that I heard it called. Let me see. I'll try and find it here at the second intermission.
I kind of want to call it the C Center because the KCs or the KCs. So I kind of want to call it the C Center personally.
I thought I heard something about like it was a play on pizza box. I thought it was something on play off of a pizza.
Well, let me see if I can find.
Oh, the Pizzarina.
That's good. The Pizzarina. Grab a slice today.
Personal opinion, best darn breakfast pizza in the state of Iowa.
I don't know.
Personal opinion.
Ever since I've been eating Quick Star stuff, Casey's just doesn't taste as good as it used to. Is it still good? Absolutely. But Quick Star, I'm obsessed.
Backdoor pass, score! Peterson, 5-0.
That rebound just went perfect. We were talking yesterday that the rebounds were coming off like maybe a foot to the right or to the left, and today the bounce is going all Bulldogs. As that one went right to the stick of Peterson, there was nothing Weller could do.
If I remember correctly, I believe that's Peterson's 8th on the year if he got one yesterday.
Yep, his second of the weekend. He also has 3 total assists as well. Give that assist to Fisher.
So that's 5 points on the weekend for senior Parker Peterson. And man, this senior core definitely elevating ever since Blaze took over, and it's starting to reflect down to the lower classmen. And I understand. I agree with you on. I wish there was more games left because the ACHA doesn't do that long of a season. It's only like from like October all the way to like mid-March. As another chance by Brownell is saved by Weller.
Weller does a great job sliding to his right. Otherwise, that one would have been able to find pay dirt for Brownell as he put himself in a great position offensively. Weller just better on that possession.
Pioneers looking to set up. They haven't had a clean look at the net yet, as every single chance has been picked up. And here comes Alta Cruz on the breakaway. Is it alone? Oh, and he put it over the goal.
Put a little too much lift on that one. Would have been his 5th goal of the weekend. He has been nothing short of phenomenal. And I think Platteville is going to have absolute nightmares, and they're going to be really excited to see him graduate. Had 5 goals in the opening weekend against this team to begin the year.
And he's got what, 4 already on this weekend?
Yeah, he had a hat trick last night, picked up a goal early on in this period, and maybe a foot away from picking up another one.
Here comes Platteville, their first solid opportunity, saved by Cole Jackson, and he shuts the door again. 23 shots faced, 23 shots saved.
And I think that Schellenberger made a great decision there, trusted his goalie to be able to handle the one-on-one on that side of the net, took away the other pass for a potential one-timer opportunity. Just a great job of teamwork there between Schellenberger and Jackson on the defensive end.
45 shots recorded on the day according to the scoreboard. 23-22 in favor of Platteville. As the Pioneers try to clear it back up ice, they cannot. Here comes Garcia. Garcia around the net, tries to get it out in front. There was a Bulldog stick ready for it, but I think it got lifted right at the last second.
Yeah, Aguilar couldn't quite get in the right position that time. as Schellenberger, another nice defensive showing. I'm very excited about this young group of players coming back next season. Obviously, you're going to lose a lot of scoring with this senior unit. Again, we don't know for sure who will or won't be back among this group, but just in the second half of the year from guys like Royce and Schellenberger, especially today, it is going to be really exciting to see how they continue to grow going into their sophomore year, plus bringing guys back like Kinnick Sager as well.
Here's Royce. He had the opener. Shot wide. Rebound. Oh, and it goes over the crease. Royce tries to get the puck, but he couldn't pick it up cleanly. And now Royce with it again. Needs some help. No Bulldog was there. They were in the middle of a line change. Puck just gets across the blue line. So the Bulldogs will reset down below their own goal line. Gets it up to Peterson. Oh, and he tried to get it to Aguilar, and Aguilar just whiffed.
I think he may have thought that Vanderhoven took the puck, and because he skated with him and did not go after it really. He lifted the stick and was more focused on getting back defensively, which you don't dislike to have in a player when you're defensive minded, especially with how good of a defensive team Drake is. But man, may have missed a golden opportunity there with Vanderhoven over skating.
And speaking of Vanderhoven, he got a really close shot onto Jackson, and I thought that one actually slipped through, but no, Jackson stood tall as the Pioneers win the faceoff. And here comes Ian Altacruz, a 3-on-1 over to Peterson, backdoor, Altacruz scores! Second of the game for Ian Altacruz.
Another assist for Parker Peterson. Altacruz to Peterson running a little bit of a give and go. That has been the duo this weekend. That is the third time they have scored from passing back and forth to one another.
6-0. The Bulldogs lead here at the Able Ice Arena in the penultimate weekend.
And traditionally, we have seen a running clock when it gets to a 6-goal deficit. We'll see what the coach's decision is here between the two programs. But a dominating game here today. It's 12 total goals this weekend for the Bulldogs.
And here's another chance for them. Puck loose. Oh, and it just slips wide. Peterson with it below the goal line.
DeCrow couldn't quite get a good stick on it that time and ends up squirting away for a defensive stop for Platteville.
Pass up for Peterson. Brownell, barely stays on. Brownell, Altacruz tried a backhanded deflection. He lost his balance. And that's why he couldn't get it on cleanly. Garcia with it now.
What a pass off the boards and a quick dump off for Brownell. I'm telling you, this team chemistry is at an all-time high, especially for this first unit, but it is absolutely just beautiful hockey to watch this weekend.
Breakaway opportunity for the Pioneers. He's in alone, and there's the goal that breaks the ice for the Pioneers. That is Andre Tugas, and it's 6-1.
Big breath of fresh air there for the Pioneers. You know, you're still trailing by 5 goals, but no one wants to get shut out, and an opportunity to see if they can try and, pick up a couple more and see if they can work their way back into this. Still plenty of hockey left to be played, and as we saw multiple times this season, this team can score in a hurry.
So the Pioneers end Cole Jackson's shutout streak just a little over halfway into the second period. And the Bulldogs look to try and get a bounce back. So Royce laying out, trying to get a block. And the puck gets sent over him. And now the Pioneers back into the attacking zone. Shot onto Jackson, and it's saved.
Just the 18th goal allowed this season by Cole Jackson. Has been absolutely phenomenal this year, allowing just over 4 goals per game and saving 90% of shots faced this year. And I do believe there are some games that we're missing stats for, but because they've played more than the 13 games listed. but he is just continuing to impress, going back to his freshman year. First game we ever saw him in net, allowed 5 goals, but it was on 55 shots. And I will never stop talking about the Nebraska game last year. 85 saves against a ranked opponent in the biggest win in program history. And he'll get another opportunity next weekend with the Cornhuskers coming to town for senior weekend.
As the Bulldogs will take the puck back down below their own goal line. Sends it up, then it's taken away by the Pioneers. Golden opportunity for the Pioneers to get another one, and Jackson stands tall again.
Would have been a big shot there if they could have snuck that one through. Not just to cut this lead down, but build some momentum with still plenty of time left in this contest.
Another glove save by Jackson, and he will freeze the puck there. And we're going to get another penalty on Eli Sorois.
Second of the game, third of the weekend. You take the good and the bad, but Eli just brings a lot to this program. We talked about the Sorois family yesterday. Huge supporters of Drake hockey, and we love getting to see him. And Eli continuing to get opportunities to grow as a player and improve every time out.
Loose puck on the side of the net. Jackson didn't see it, but the Bulldogs defense did, and it gets cleared out of the zone.
Vilbaugh missing a golden opportunity. Wide side of the net, completely open, and I thought Alta Cruz was going to get another breakaway chance there.
Platteville looking to set up on the power play, their third of the game. And Alta Cruz, oh, and he couldn't get it to his teammate, and Platteville does reset and gets a clean entry. Walks in, shot, and it goes well wide of the net, and it'll clear out of the zone itself.
Pioneers 0 for 2 on power play so far today. They went 1 for 3 and would love to match that statistic here tonight.
Minute 6 to go on the power play for the Pioneers. Sends cross ice. Walks in from the circle. Shot, save. Alta Cruz clears.
I'm just waiting for there to be a time that a goalie's not paying attention on a clearance like that, and it's sneak pass for a goal.
I've seen that happen a few times. Actually, it happened at the Olympics against Team USA of all teams. Swayman wasn't ready for it, and it goes right in.
One of the craziest plays I've ever seen at any level of sports was actually Major League Lacrosse, something similar like that. End of the quarter for the Denver Outlaws, which used to be the MLL before. I believe it's the
National Lacrosse League.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, now it's the NLL, but it used to be a different league altogether. But the Denver Outlaws, got a chance to see them play on the 4th of July in 2017, and their goalie literally just took it with like 3 seconds left and just whipped it 80 yards downfield. Their goalie had grabbed his water bottle, was walking off, bang, back of the net. It was the top 10, the #1 play on SportsCenter the next day.
You know what? I'm pretty sure it's now the PLL, the Premier Lacrosse League. So the NLL is the arena version of lacrosse. Which is still pretty fun to watch. I've tried to catch a couple of games of the National Lacrosse League. It's pretty fun.
I'm just excited to get lacrosse started. We got Waukee Lacrosse coming up in about a month and a half. They're going to be the 2-time defending state champions in NELACs, and big opportunity for them bringing back some really talented players. Jack Gravy and Cale Moran, 2 of the best goal scorers in the league last year. And still in a very gifted defensive team, even with the retirement of head coach Burt Richter, who his retirement was not very long, came out of retirement, took over as a defensive coordinator down in Oskaloosa for William Penn. And their first game of the year, they shut out their opponent 29-0. The literal craziest score I've ever seen in lacrosse. I thought it was insane when we won 24-0 in a game last year. But at the collegiate level, to drop 29, insane.
And then not allow one at that.
Yeah, I don't know which part is more insane, 29 goals in a game or a shutout.
Actually, what's more insane is that both of them happened in the same game. Puck gets dumped in. Oh, it hit the ref. So Peterson's going to have a golden opportunity. Or shot wide of Weller.
Perfect timing by DeCrow to come into this game.
Garcia shot. And sent wide by Weller. Back down low to Aguilar. Sent over to the opposite corner. Platteville trying to find some form of offense. Their only offense that they've had was a takeaway at the blue line that led to a breakaway goal by Tugas. An unassisted goal at that if you're keeping score at home. As here comes Brownell. Brownell, he skates around a defender. DeCrow, he whiffed. Sends it down low. Peterson with it. Trying to give it back to Altacruz. Couldn't get there, but DeCrow picks it up. And DeCrow gives a breakaway. Back the other way. It's Dooch. Wide of the net. Another shot off the goal post and out. Puck is still loose.
Rough couple of seconds there, a couple of whiffs for DeCrow, and Drake getting extremely lucky as they do not give up another goal on one that may be 2 inches away from ringing in home.
I don't know how that puck does not cross the line. As Brownell gets tripped up, I'm assuming that was by the ref by accident. We are under a minute to go here in the second period. 6-1 our score. It's been all Drake except for one goal. And that one goal was by that man, Tugas, who loses the puck, and the puck back out in the neutral zone.
Andre Tugas a goal in each of the games this week, as he and I believe it was Dooch were the 2 goal scorers so far this weekend for the Pioneers, trying to generate some offense somewhere.
As the Pioneers look to get one more final push here in the middle frame.
This has been their guy all season.
And he walks in, and he scores right on cue. It's 6-2.
Vanderhoven, his 16th goal of the season, easily leads the team. That was a huge goal to at least put them within shouting distance going into the third period.
Vanderhoven scored a goal last night, if I'm not mistaken, right?
He did not.
He did not. So that's Sam Vanderhoven's 16th on the season. With possible some stats missing, like you said, but according to the ones that we have, that's his 16th on the year. In what is Platteville's final game of the season. And it's been a fun ride to watch Platteville come down and to play the Bulldogs. That first weekend with Drake taking the first one, and then Platteville taking game 2. Platteville sweeping the Bulldogs up into Butte, and now the Bulldogs 20 minutes away from sweeping the Pioneers here in West Des Moines.
Yeah, for a program that I think, well, both programs that have kind of struggled this season record-wise, it has been kind of generating into a fun rivalry going back and forth between these two teams, and excited to see this continue to grow, not just in this third period, moving into next season. A lot of these players will be back on both rosters, and excited to see how the teams continue to grow going into next season.
40 minutes in the books. We will be back here for period number 3. This is Drake Hockey here on the Part of My French Media YouTube channel.
That's a fun game. Oh, you moved the camera a little bit.
That's good.
Gotta hit him on the ice. You're fine. Come on, yeah. This was time like maybe 20 minutes. That's a nice little gap.
Yeah, I was gonna say. The last time it was, they had like 13 minutes left. They forgot to start the clock.
I'm okay being a little bit longer today. Last night when it was like already 10:15 and they started the 20-minute clock late, I'm like, guys, what am I doing? I need to go to bed. I'm an old man. I'm in my 30s. I gotta go to sleep. I really like it. Season of fun. Especially now you see that you get 2 injuries for every, or 3 injuries Davis. But we're down 3 skaters. We've got 2 healthy lines. Who's really throwing this skate? I was really thinking of it.
Well, one that I really want to try to get back by next week is Aoda. He just said his heart was in it. Like, he comes and runs the box all the time. Just to get him back on the ice.
When anybody's ever yet.
I don't know, we've got a pretty strong line until now. And they're playing like a team. Right now they're supposed to be out winning.
I did find out Charles was coming back.
Charles is coming back.
Yeah, I just talked to him.
Nice.
Yeah, losing Parker Davis and
Yeah.
Al Parker, before not pushing as hard as a passer, being just how on ice
Yeah.
when it comes to scoring. And Charles is just a nice mix. He's probably our best puck handler. We're just going to like check everyone into the glass all game next year, and we just
That's what the
win by
coach is
attrition.
trying to get out a little under his shit because he's been encouraged to be the enforcer his whole hockey career. And now he's got a coach that's trying to tell him how to play the smart hockey. And I mean, he's always been very adamant about clean hits, but hard hits. He's a hitter, and now he's got a coach that wants him to focus more on be able to like not be an enforcer and then be like that secret weapon that like they let loose once in a while to like clean it up when they need it kind of thing.
You could be, you can be an enforcer, but you can time it well. So then you're not spending as much time in the penalty box, so you get to spend more time on the ice, gives you more opportunities.
That's what this coach is. I really like him because he's pulling a lot of that coverage. having to literally back check just so the kid
Oh
not
no.
forgetting his teammate.
Dude, Eric has been
I love him
literally
most
the
of the
big
police.
turnaround of this team.
You know, you really got to wonder if
When I was in, I think
Something
my
with his
freshman
coaching
year,
that
there was,
is making him
Dad used to work for the Bucks.
Oh, 100%.
It was 2004. And
Is it one
when
or
I was
two
an ice
that's
hockey selections
One.
there, so we
One?
it's on.
two
It's
of
on.
us and
It takes
my
a second to
friend
come through. You're
all
on
went and
YouTube.
volunteered for the
Oh.
So it takes the
and had players from like
Oh,
Alaska, and there was one that super injured, but they
I was over here like, wait a second, something's not right.
and then was skating by us.
I was like, I was on YouTube and like, why is
That was an okay
this
call, right?
Oh, I noticed that.
They like
The
teed
last
him up.
period
And I'm
break.
like, he's like, I was
Flipped it and I looked over
and
and
he
I'm
gave
like,
him like a 10-minute misconduct.
well,
Like, he just had to,
you know.
He's gonna change?
And then
It
it
changed.
clicked of the it's on YouTube, so it's the data delay. What's even worse is that the huddle cam that you use, I don't know,
I know, that's
I think it does. I think Tyler was saying that it does.
there's like a so we're calling it, we're cut live, the camera behind it. So Tyler can call a shot, and then the shot happens. So it's like, oh, just annoys the hell out of me.
Oh, that was.
I don't.
What now?
Oh, the
camera
huddle
delay.
camera being 4 seconds back.
I thought you were talking about I'll randomly call something and then it'll happen during the broadcast.
Oh, well, you know. Or it's gonna give
I mean,
that
heck, your
credit.
conversation that was just down here was all on microphone, so.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Hot
But-
mic. Luckily, luckily, nothing was said that I heard, but
No.
seemed.
You were talking good about you.
Yeah, Eli looks like he's having a good game.
40 minutes down, 20 to go here at the Able Ice Arena. It is Drake and UW Platteville as we get ready for hopefully another great period by the Bulldogs. 3 goals at the end of the first, 6 goals now at the end of the second. 6-2 our score for Drake.
Yeah, three goal periods this weekend. They have been doing absolute wonderful things with the puck today, as they will shake it up as they're going to go with the original starters from yesterday to begin this third period, changing up the lines a little bit because they have been running Fisher and DeCrow out there but at the defensive end with this top 3. But now it looks like they are going to go with Garcia and Schollenberger to start out the third period.
As we are awaiting the officials to join on the ice. Both teams were out ready to play, but you can't really play without any officials.
I mean, you can, it just won't count.
Get some scrimmage in. Puck is down, and we're underway for the third and final period of the second to last weekend for Drake hockey. Sit back and enjoy. As the Bulldogs try to gain possession in their own defensive zone. Nice cross-ice pass, couldn't pick it up cleanly by the Pioneers. And now the Bulldogs try to get through the neutral zone. Pioneers take it away. Trevor Raichi, Tyler French here on the ones and twos for you here at the Able Ice Arena. Gary French, our camera operator and producer.
Man, if Brunel had maybe been a step closer, would have had a beautiful one-time opportunity. I think if Drake can put one more goal in, it will completely ice this contest at this point in the game. But I don't want to count out Platteville yet, as we've seen them the ability to score in a hurry in other weekend tournaments.
The only other but the thing with Drake's defense this weekend, it's been very solid. Like, even if they give up a goal, they'll go right back out there and they'll be like, oh, okay, we made this mistake, let's fix that and go back out there and play better play a better defensive shift. As the puck gets sent down the ice, icing arm in the air. It will make icing. Puck will be back down in the Drake defensive zone. 18:34 to go here in the third.
If I'm Platteville, I'm absolutely bringing out all the stops. This has to be a 2-goal game by the 10-minute mark to realistically give you a chance here in this contest.
Platteville needs 4 to tie it, 5 to take the lead. I've seen a 5-goal third period before by the Buccaneers against Team USA back in 2014.
We saw Drake do it 2 years ago, I believe it was. Maybe even last year. They trailed 5-0 entering the third period, scored 5 goals to tie it up. And it ended up going to shootouts. Drake did end up losing that, but it was a monster comeback in that one.
The Bucks game against Team USA, Bucks went into the third, and this was at the old Buccaneer Arena. Bucks went into the third down 3-0 and scored 5 unanswered. As here's a shot, actually it was more of a pass over to Soroyce, and Soroyce had the stick on the wrong side of him. Platteville through the neutral zone. Pass across, DeCrow was not ready for it. Or excuse me, not DeCrow. Norman was not ready for the pass to come through him. And now Platteville will try to get through. And here's Norman. Tried to get over to Soroyce, couldn't get it there cleanly. DeCrow trying to apply pressure, can't get it on cleanly. And good save by Jackson off of the stick of Vilbaum. Puck sent back down into the neutral zone. And Platteville will reset. Loose puck. Here come the Bulldogs. Soroyce a shot, and it's sent wide off of the stick of, oh boy, I'm going to butcher this one. Number 11, Isaac. Do you want to take a swing at that one?
Kakmarowski.
Kakmarowski. I think when I was looking at the rosters yesterday before I came down to the Recplex, that was actually one of the names that I did not know how to pronounce.
Stick with me, kid. You'll learn a lot with crazy names.
Just like head coach, I think it's I had one. I had a pronunciation, and I just can't think of how I had it.
I think I went with Smashars or Smasiars.
I think I went with Smackyars. Was the one that I kind of came up with, because he is from Florida. Here comes Alta Cruz. The shot blocked. Sent up, and it does get out of the zone.
Alta Cruz, one good play away from back-to-back hat tricks this weekend. Would be his 20th goal of the season, at least according to the stat sheet. Like we said, we might be missing some of the games, but either way, the senior Ian Alta Cruz has been on a tear. We did confirm during the intermission that Charles Brownell will be back. He will not be part of the senior night festivities on Friday.
And that's a good news for next season for you Bulldog fans. And honestly, looking at some of the seniors on Platteville, I would hope to see Friedau, Wendt, and Roscom come back. Well, there's actually a lot more seniors on there that I just realized.
Yeah, we haven't seen Ashton Wendt or Owen Friedau this weekend. We saw them during the opening weekend series, but some newer faces, not necessarily newer faces, but some different faces in this weekend. The big one is Sam Vanderhoven, just a junior, should hopefully be back unless for some other reason he is no longer part of the program if he were to transfer or something like that. But, hoping to have him back. He's 16 goals this season, and he's got the puck right now. But they have some really good talent coming back. Kaminsky, we saw yesterday, play a really good game in net for most of the contest. Had around 40 saves, I believe, before leaving with injury. Zan Weller. And, you get 5 years of eligibility in the ACHA, so we're not 100% sure who is in that 4th or 5th year among this group. But, yeah, they have some really strong players that will either be graduating or potentially coming back another year. This has been a little bit of a building year for both programs, as Drake, 2 of their 3 wins this year have both been against Platteville, looking for a season split with a win today. Also picked up that win against Northern Illinois to begin 2026 as well.
Yeah, to start the very first game back from the 2-month break. And then let's also not forget they also had a very great competitive game against Northern Illinois in that second one. Just Northern Illinois was able to find a couple extra bounces that went their way.
Yeah, and a competitive weekend series 2 weeks ago just came against a really good Division II program in St. Mary's and just couldn't quite do enough to squeak out those wins, but kept the game extremely close before a late push by, especially in the Saturday game, with St. Mary's, I believe, scoring 3 goals in the third period to push that one out of reach.
DeCrow with a nice shot that got deflected by Peterson. Peterson. If I had a nickel for every time I do that, I'd be one very rich man, apparently. Peterson, it was saved by Weller, and the face-off following is won by Platteville, trying to get it up ice. DeCrow trying to keep it in, he can't. Oh, that's not DeCrow, that's Norman, excuse me. Puck sent back up ice. And Norman trying to get possession of it. Couldn't do it cleanly, but he does get it over to his Bulldog teammate in Aguilar. But Pioneers still skate away with it. Here's Vanderhoven. He's got one of the 2 goals for the Pioneers. And the shot goes wide, and Vanderhoven now down below the goal line. He flips it up over the net. It stayed behind the goal line. So flipping it over the net kind of was, I wouldn't say pointless, but it was, it didn't really do anything. Vanderhoven with it again. Wrist shot saved by Jackson, stays in play.
Able to get that shoulder pad up, deflected up and over as they are peppering the net here. This is the type of aggression we saw for stretches from them yesterday, and Osgood and Jackson have just been both top-notch. One of the best weekend series combined between the goalies we've seen this year.
Combined have only allowed 5 goals in between both sides. 3 last night by Osgood. So far, 2 tonight, or the 2 this morning by Jackson.
And those 5 goals have come on a combined 78 shots. 36 saves and 3 goals allowed yesterday for Osgood. And that one, just the 40th shot on goal, which I don't know if they will add up. Yeah, they just did. So 38 saves so far for Cole Jackson.
Talk about a save percentage that any NHL goaltender would love to have on any given night.
Yeah, and I can't talk enough about how good Carter Osgood last night was. You know, he has struggled a little bit at times this year, just saving 80% of shots faced, but he is such a wealth of knowledge as a goaltender, and I think he's been a big boost for this program, especially for Cole Jackson coming as a freshman last year, having him and Dom Cook to learn from.
Alta Cruz with the shot sent wide. Peterson gives it up to Garcia. Garcia back down to Peterson. Peterson tries to get it to Brownell. He misplayed it, and now it's in the corner, and Pioneers will skate with it. Bulldogs take it back, though. Brownell with it. Gives it over to Garcia. Garcia walks in. Clapper! Saved by Weller. Pass out in front. No Bulldog was there in the slot, and the Pioneers will try to skate with numbers. Cross-ice pass. Jackson was ready for it, but that's a good stick by the defenseman of the Bulldogs. Kept that puck from getting over. Bulldogs with another takeaway to Crow. Tries to get over to Brownell. He just puts it behind him, but no icing as it was on the Platteville side of the ice.
I think one thing we've seen is just a good balance of Drake right now. They are playing to protect the lead, not necessarily to extend it, but the defense is still, playing up ice a little bit, causing a little bit of pressure and havoc. And if they can just get 1 or 2, to go their way, something like this, that you're at least still applying that pressure and putting yourself in goal-scoring opportunities. But the main focus here is just protecting the lead.
One defense strategy that I always see that never works is prevent defense. That's never worked. Drake is not playing that, and that is smart on them. You don't want to play prevent, because if you play prevent defense, you end up giving up goals. And so here's a shot from DeCrow at the point, save, rebound! And the puck does slip away from Weller. Soroyce with it now below the goal line. Soroyce tries to wrap it around, couldn't do it cleanly, and Soroyce trying to fight for it. DeCrow giving some assistance, turns the puck over. Here come the Pioneers through the neutral zone. Skates around both Bulldogs.
Beautiful recovery there by Dylan Fisher. He and DeCrow both losing their footing, but able to get back up, not allowing a 2-on-0 opportunity and leaving Jackson on an island.
Fisher overskates the puck, but DeCrow with the pickup. He walks in, shot saved by Weller, rebound. Landed right in front of him, but the Pioneer defense was there. Pedersen, I'm going to do it again. Peterson with a shot, wide of the net.
You always just got to remember Spider-Man, because he's Parker Peterson instead of Peter Parker.
Yeah. Bulldogs with it now at the top of the zone. Here's Peterson with it. Peterson, he's got Aguilar in front. Peterson tries a backhand, couldn't get it on. I think it hit the side of the net, hit the side of the cage. Peterson tries to fake one way and goes back the other, but the Pioneers do get a possession of the puck. Soroyce trying to play some form of a screen play. Doesn't work too well as the Pioneers will have the puck. Vanderhoven puts the puck down into the attack zone, but Norman picks it up. Or Schollenberger picks it up, sorry. Aguilar, shot glove, saved by Weller, and he'll hold.
Nick Aguilar continuing to put some shots on the net. And, you know, it's another thing is you can just get a couple shots here and there and maybe sneak one in, but controlling possession is the biggest thing right now with a 4-goal lead. It's similar to, you know, having a double-figure lead in football or basketball. Things can change in a hurry if you make a mistake, but your biggest thing is if you control that ball, control the football, you are in charge of where this game is being played.
Icing waved off. It was deflected in off of a Pioneer player, so puck will be picked up by Platteville in their own defensive zone.
9:40 left in the game. Drake in a great spot to pick up their first weekend series win of the season. I think that's a careless mistake that time by Brody Reel, moving it across the blue line with
literally as his players was in the zone without the puck. Like, he just literally just said, eh. Honestly, there's actually a rule in hockey where if there's an intentional offside, the face-off dot is on the opposite side of the red line. As here comes Garcia with a shot, and it's saved by Weller. Peterson with the takeaway. Wristed on, save, or wide of the net. Brownell out to Altacruz. Altacruz on hat-trick watch. Shot sent wide by Peterson off the stick. I think he was trying to look for a deflection shot, and he almost got it too. Oh, and Peterson gets put into the boards, and now we're going to have some pushing and shoving. Brownell goes in to protect his player. Yikes.
some extracurricular activities going on. I would expect we're going to see at least one penalty issued.
I would probably expect to see a second one, maybe not. Oh, it's the gate. He gets the gate. It's a 5-minute major.
As looks like Tugas going off on one end, and Brownell was heading off on this side as well, back to the locker rooms. As I think they are working to get this figured out on the far side.
I could see a 5-minute major penalty be handed out due to the boarding. And then I could probably see, Brownell getting a 10-minute, which would be he would be done for the rest of the game. But I do see the possibility of a 5-minute major coming for the Bulldogs. We wait to sort this out. We remind the fans that are watching next weekend is senior weekend for your Drake Bulldogs as they welcome the Cornhuskers out of Nebraska in a highly anticipated rematch from, it was last year that you have mentioned. A stunning performance. Who was it by Osgood or Jackson that was in goal?
Jackson, 85 saves in that game, and I believe a 4-3 victory for the Bulldogs. Said it before and I'll say it again, probably the biggest win for them in program history, as Nebraska was ranked coming into that game and just absolutely shut the door on them. Did just enough to put the lead out of reach, and a late goal was not enough, as Drake, I believe, read 4-2 before a late goal made it 4-3. The Bulldogs were able to hang on for a huge victory. And we'll be celebrating 3 seniors next week, as we did find out Charles Brownell will be back next season, but probably won't be back here today.
No. Charles Brownell done for the game, but we are awaiting what penalties are going to be put on the scoreboard here.
Yeah.
Another thing to mention about next Friday's game, we will be on Rink 2 due to the Des Moines Buccaneers being here in the Able Ice Arena for a home weekend set. So for the fans that would like to come out and support the Drake Bulldogs, we will be on Rink 2 here in the Mid-American Energy Recplex Friday night.
Yeah, hopefully
8:45 puck drop, if I'm not, or ice time is when that starts.
I think it's back to 8:30 next week.
8:30?
Yeah, and then it'll be 1 p.m. on Saturday. But Parker Peterson, Ian Altacruz, and Davis By, the 3 seniors that will be honoring Friday night. Hopefully Davis By able to play. Has missed both games this weekend. And Peterson and Altacruz, 2 of the most important offensive players this program has seen. The 2 of them, Brownell and Paxton Reading, have been the heart of this offense over the last 4 or 5 seasons, and said goodbye to Paxton at the end of last year, and now, moving on a couple more of the pillars of this program in Altacruz and Brownell, along with Davis By.
So a penalty has finally been put up on the board, and it's only a 2-minute minor for boarding. And I'm not even, honestly, it's a penalty nonetheless, because yes, you can't do that, but you literally plastered the dude. You might as well have put him through the glass with how hard that got hit.
And this is why I announce sports and don't referee. So it looks like it'll be DeCrow moving out to winger to take Brownell's spot.
And Garcia and the Bulldogs doing the face-off, and Garcia goes to chase it. We're back to live action here at the Able Ice Arena. 8:40 to go here in the third and final frame of the weekend. Pioneers send the puck back down the ice. 25 seconds gone off of the power play. If I'm not mistaken, this is Drake's first power play of the game.
You are correct.
First power play for the Bulldogs, looking to close out this weekend with a 100% power play efficiency on the power play for Saturday. Altacruz with it now. Altacruz gives over to Norman. Norman shot, save, rebound, puck loose. Oh, and he couldn't get a good stick on it, was DeCrow. Puck taken away, Garcia. Over to Peterson. Back over to DeCrow, around the boards. Garcia tries to send it back down low. Pioneers pick it up, and they do get it up, and it stays in play. Down the ice it goes. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Garcia. So Royce comes on the ice. Garcia back to Peterson. Peterson walks in, shot gloved by Weller. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Aguilar loses the draw. Pioneers slap it around the boards, out of the zone, and that will do it for the power play. Bulldogs go 0 for 1, and they couldn't really get much set up on that power play.
You know, you take what you can get. At the very least, it's another 2 minutes off the clock, as they are 6:47 away from their 4th win of the season and 3rd against Platteville to split the season series.
Drake entered this weekend with only 2 wins. They're going to come away with 2. They're going to leave this weekend by doubling that win total to 4. And it's been a breath, and we've said it before, we'll say it again, it's been a breath of fresh air for this Drake Bulldogs team since Eric Blaze took over during the 2-month hiatus.
Yeah, since he took over, this win will move him to 3-3 as well, with those 2 losses coming in Division II action. So against Division III opponents, will move to 3-1, with Nebraska coming to town for the final series next weekend.
And let's not point. And let's also make sure that we mention that game against D2 St. Mary's last 2 weekends ago. The Bulldogs were down a lot of veterans on this team, and even with those veterans missing, they played an amazing weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, one of them ended up being 6-1, if I'm not mistaken.
6-3, I believe.
But still, great performance by the Bulldogs against a Division II team nonetheless.
Yeah, they were missing both Alta Cruz and Peterson from the lineup. Osgood, I believe, was sick, so he wasn't at 100%. We had Kinnick Sager, but I know we were missing
I
as
think
well.
we were missing Matthew Garcia as well that weekend.
No, Garcia had 2 goals during that weekend.
Oh, that's right.
The stats have been updated since. But yeah, down Fisher, we were down Everett Bridgman. I believe we were missing Connor Norman as well, so it was good to have him back this weekend. But yeah, I believe we had 9 healthy skaters, and Osgood not at 100%. So really 1 healthy goalie as well. Charles Brownell, I believe, had 5 goals. That weekend was a huge boost for them.
He did. Power play for the Bulldogs. It's 2 minutes for roughing, so that's why they're going to see 4 white jerseys out there, not including the goaltender. And the Pioneers do clear it down. 25 seconds have gone off on this power play. This is Drake's 2nd attempt on the power play this morning. DeCrow gives it back to Alta Cruz. Alta Cruz over to Garcia. Garcia down to Peterson. Peterson shot. Puck is loose in front, and Alta Cruz scores! It's a hat trick for Ian Alta Cruz, his 2nd hat trick against Platteville.
2 straight nights with a hat trick, and that is the final ribbon on this one, just like his 3rd goal last night really wrapped up that game in last night's festivities. 4:55 left. What a weekend for Ian Alta Cruz.
Touchdown Bulldogs, and the extra point is good. 7-2. Go the Bulldogs, and that will be the nail in the coffin. So Royce tries to get the puck up ice. And here comes Platteville trying to respond quickly. Jackson shut the door. 4:39 to go, and I believe they are going to do the running clock for the remainder of the game.
And that one came on a power play, 2nd power play goal of the weekend for Alta Cruz. Looking back to 2 weeks ago, it was 9-5 on Friday and 6-3 on Saturday. So,
Shot scores! Oh my goodness, quick, right off the draw, Mason Young. And that's going to stop the clock with 4:11 to go, 7-3.
Big shot there. You would have loved to have had that come earlier, but at this point, a goal scored is a goal scored. It's still going to be a fun experience, even if you are going to come away with a loss, as it looks like it is going to be Bennett Thompson taking over in net as well for the final 4 minutes.
Might as well get Bennett Thompson out there. Give him some experience out here. Field goal is good for Platteville.
Did confirm the final score, or that first goal of the day was Eli Sorois's first career goal for the Bulldogs.
Oh, today?
Yeah, that started the scoring.
Oh, wow. There you go. Norman tried to get it down, could not do it.
That goal scored by Alta Cruz as well was his 20th of the season for Drake.
Talk about figuring out your scoring when you need it the most. Here's Young trying to get a second of the game. Jackson says no. Norman with it. Gives it up to Sorois. Sorois on net. Sticked away by Thompson. Platteville will reset below their own goal line. 3 minutes to go here in West Des Moines. Drake up 7-3. We got a football score here in a hockey game. Here comes Peterson. Peterson tries to get it over to, was that to Crow down low? Yes, it was. But the Pioneers skate with it. Throws it at Jackson. Jackson's just going to glove it down and hold. 2:38 to go here in the final frame.
So as we're getting close end of the game, going to award the 3 stars of the game for the Bulldogs. First of all, Parker Peterson, first game back for them, a pair of assists and a goal here in the second game. A shout out Cole Jackson, our second star, has allowed 3 goals, but those have come on 45 shots today. So an extremely impressive performance for him.
And don't tell me, let me take a swing. Ian Alta Cruz, your #1 star because of a hat trick.
Yeah, back-to-back hat tricks. That's gonna do a lot for you. And 3 stars for the weekend. I'm giving it to Peterson at #3. He and Nick Aguilar kind of going back and forth in my mind of who that was, but 3 total, or I believe 4 assists for the weekend, a pair of goals as well. Parker Peterson having an outstanding weekend series. And then #2 is going to be a split. It's going to be Osgood and Jackson. 36 saves yesterday for Carter Osgood, 3 goals allowed on 39 shots, and 43 and counting now for Cole Jackson in this one. I'm pretty sure every time we see him out there, he's got 40-plus saves. And then, the first one's Ian Alta Cruz, 6 total goals this weekend, 2 straight hat tricks. Also had an assist last night on Parker Peterson's goal. He's done a little bit of everything offensively. He has tied Platteville for the same number of goals this weekend.
Jackson currently at a .935 save percentage. So that's...
Which, crazy enough, won't raise his percentage that much.
Which is, that's interesting. Like, you get a solid game, and your save percentage, it's way better than what your percentage is, but because of how many goals you allowed prior, it doesn't raise it that much.
Well, it's not just that. He also just had a 90% save percentage coming in. Dude has had a monster sophomore season for Drake. This is according to the stats, 6th performance of the season, but like I said, I don't think these stats are completely accurate.
Garcia tries to put in front, no one there, and we're under a minute to go here in the second to last weekend of Drake hockey on the season.
In fact, I know these stats aren't accurate because Garcia listed with just 1 goal, but he had 3 in that weekend series against St. Mary's. 2 on Friday, 1 on Saturday, I believe, or vice versa. And
40 seconds to go.
Brownell had 4 goals that weekend as well, 2 in each game. There's just a lot to like about this team coming back as we go into our final weekend series next week.
Peterson tries to add 1 more and couldn't get it through. Peterson below the goal line. Cross over to Crow, he missed. Pass a shot, save, rebound, puck loose. Behind the net. Couldn't find it. Sorois couldn't pick it up, but it doesn't matter. Clock winds down, and for the second time this weekend, Bulldogs win!
13-6, outscoring the Pioneers this weekend. What a weekend series for Drake. See if they can carry that momentum against a very good program in Nebraska. But defensively, this team is just on a roll right now. D3 competition, they're now 3-1 after just one win basically in the first half of the season. Again, according to the stats, don't remember exactly offhand the finals for every game, but that 3 wins in the first 4 D3 games of 2026 is huge. 3-3 now in the Eric Blaze era overall.
One last time, I'll say this weekend. Eric Blaze, the breath of fresh air that this team has needed. And like Tyler said, 3-3 in the Eric Blaze era. As the coaches shake hands here at center ice, players shaking hands. That is going to do it for us on the second to last weekend for Drake Club Hockey. We thank you everyone for tuning in here on the Pardon My French Media YouTube channel. For Gary French, our camera operator and producer, Tyler French on color, I am Trevor Raichi. We'll see you next weekend for when Nebraska comes to West Des Moines. Have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your weekend.